All right, hey everybody, this is Darkseid Elite here, and I got Hawk, and today it's going to be a relatively short one, mainly due to the fact is we got the teaser trailer for the Justice League Snyder Cut for the HBO Max. I saw it, and have you seen it yet, Hawk?
Yeah.
All right.
My thing though is just because I'm thinking about this, like, what's going to go on with the DC network? Like, are we losing that? Is that why everything's going on Max? What's up? Because Doom Patrol season two is going to be on HBO Max. So are we
No,
losing?
I no. This is what I think is happening. Some people are saying we're going to lose it. They're going to get rid of it. Um, I personally believe that since I'm hearing that HB because of the DC streaming service isn't available internationally,
So you're
um,
thinking they're going to use that as a
secondary
tool?
platform, a secondary
Okay,
platform.
yeah. All right. I
That'll
mean,
make a
that
little bit
makes
more
sense
sense.
because a lot of people couldn't get Netflix for a long time in other
Hmm.
countries.
Yeah,
So but yeah, if they're going to use it as a booster platform, then fine. That I'm okay with that.
yeah. I honestly don't think they should get rid of it, mainly due to the fact is one, you still get the cartoons, you still get the old stuff, and are you going to take all that off now and put that all on HBO Max?
Dude, the
That's kind of
comics, man, like the
then
comics alone.
the comics alone is worth the price because they're still funneling comics on there, and now you're gonna lose that. That makes absolutely no sense. I'm willing to pay the $8 just for the comics alone and sit down and read the comics.
Yeah.
So, but that's me. But that's what I heard. It's not available international wise, the streaming service, but HBO Max is easier to get internationally, so they're
Well,
using it as a
now
platform.
that you explain like that, it does make sense because just for everybody who's listening, that's wondering because I didn't think they were going to get rid of the network. I just wanted to point that out
Yeah.
because you really look at it, it kind of like scares the people who want to read the comics on there and that can get it. Canada gets a lot of the stuff that we get. I
Mm-hmm.
believe Japan gets it or can
Mm.
get it. I don't
They
think it's a
could.
big audience over there because they're more
No,
Marvel people.
no. I think DC still has a good strong footing in there.
They
Marvel,
do, but they're more Marvel since Transformers, GI Joe, all that was on Marvel.
true.
So that's a huge influence, and now that and they love Star Wars, so even more so that a lot of those comics are probably going to be on the Marvel platform, which they don't have a streaming service, which is fine, which is because it's Disney. So that automatically is, Japanese people are going to already have that.
Yeah, I mean they also still have Comixology. That website still has all the comics from DC, Vertigo,
But
and
even that's
Marvel. So
limited too, which
that's
is
kind
kind
of
of
limited.
sad.
Yeah. So all right. What did you think of it? What did you think of the trailer?
Oh, I already like it better than like how they played around with the I can't really say. I guess the Abomination from BBS.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I like how they're kind of playing it a little better with this because
Okay.
BBS it was kind of weird. It's like there's
They
no
show.
way that's Doomsday. That I just call that Abomination, and they said in that movie though. They
Yeah.
didn't say it was Doomsday. They said Abomination. They didn't say that was Doomsday. And I believe he said in an interview that he said that is not Doomsday.
Yeah, he said that.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, okay, so
that
I'm
is literal
correct.
fact. Yeah.
Because think
He
about it, man. I mean, Doomsday was thrown out into space on a rock in hopes that he never shows up again. Like,
right.
yes, he was a genetic monster from Krypton. However, they tossed his ass into space. They're like, nah, bro, you please don't come back. Well, you blew up. He's out there. He somehow magically he gets to Earth and then kills the last Kryptonian. Like, really? Like, this dude's rough. Which,
right.
in some sense, he's not the last Kryptonian. He's the last human-looking Kryptonian. But Doomsday is technically a Kryptonian.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. It's like he killed one of the last Kryptonians because he was the last man standing at that time. And I have the
Yep.
other book where they end up fighting again, and Superman was like, "No, we're not playing this." I'm just gonna
Right?
I'm just gonna start breaking your bones, bro. We're just not gonna play this game no more.
No,
But
I'm
back
not.
to
I'm not about this life.
yeah, he was like, we're not playing death again. Let's do this. So back to the Schneider Cut thing. It's kind of one of those deals where the net, the industry should have never released it with some other director. They should have never done that. They should have
No.
just said, hey, take care of your family. We'll put the movie on hold until you feel comfortable to finish it or whatever you want to do. We're completely sorry about your daughter, and please feel better, but we want you to please finish your film, and hopefully that it'll be better than the Avengers, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And because they went with the guy who directed the Avengers, they thought it was going to make a ton of money. No, no, that guy could have subconsciously sabotaged the film at the same time. Like, come on, you just because he's a director doesn't mean he's indifferent. He might
Yeah.
just like Marvel, and that's it. And maybe he sabotaged you guys, and you guys just ran with it, and it's idiotic. You should have said and showed that you cared about the original director and storyteller and his wife, who was helping him,
Mm-hmm.
and said to him, "Hey, get better, and let us know when you're ready to finish it. We'll wait." The fans would have waited. Look at it, everybody's begging for this to happen, and we're finally going to get it after what, 4 years, 5 years, 5 years. It's going to be 5 years, I believe, next year.
Yeah.
So that's a long time, and everybody was fighting for it, going, "What the hell?" The actors themselves were like, "Yo, bro, like, we really need to see your movie. Screw, anybody else who thinks it's not good. We need it out there. They have no clue how good this movie is." So
No.
being ready for that is a good thing.
Yeah, and I agree, and the whole thing with Joss Whedon. I mean, I'm gonna be
Super
perfectly
Joss
honest.
Whedon.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, Whedon is a damn good director. He could do an ensemble film and everything, but how in the hell there's a difference in storytelling style
It should
because
have been Nolan. It should have been Nolan.
and the thing is that everybody's sitting there saying, well, there's no cut, but I said it many times, and I think I discussed it with you. I say that makes absolutely no sense. If he started in April of 2016,
Mm-hmm.
if he started in April of 2016, you're telling me by, let's say, March, so almost a whole year, you're telling me he couldn't get anything together to make it to show to anybody. That makes
'cause look,
absolutely no sense.
the movie came out in 18, right?
No, it came out in 2017.
17, but close towards 18, right?
Yeah,
And
no,
it was
yeah,
almost
yeah.
at
It
the
was like
end.
November. It was in November of 2017. The dark,
Yeah,
the
it was
dark
close to the
day.
end.
Yeah.
So you're looking at that, and then you got 18, 19, 20, 21. So still 4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it feels almost like five. I mean, it's
5. I know,
nuts.
man. Yeah. So and that's why I'm sitting there saying it's like a lot of us. I mean, I'll put myself in that camp. We all like, okay, cool. Whedon is just there just to finish the refilming.
You remember
and
what I
everything.
told you when that happened? I was like, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, Hawk's gut went off, and I'm sitting there going, no, and I say, well, he's just there for the reshoots, and that's it. How in the hell did we hear that one? The first trailer that came out sounded really good. It felt like a Zack Snyder, but then a lot of people point out like, well, what's up with this red sky? That makes absolutely no sense. And some of the other stuff showed that it was a dark sky. I was like, oh, okay, maybe something else happened. So a lot of us were like, okay, well, maybe something else happened and changed the look of the sky. Okay, but we were not prepared for what the hell we saw on November of 2017. I liked the film. It felt good, but there was later after I have the movie and after watching it, and I know I think you watched it, Hawk. You went to the theater to watch it. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw it and I own it, but it's just
no, but there were.
You could tell who was Snyder and who was Josh.
Yeah, you could tell. There was one thing that really irked me that I understood, but made me go, wait a minute, that's not what Zack Snyder did. And the number one thing was Batman. I understand that his storyline was he had to work with these people, he had to work with them, but he did two things that made me go, that's not Batman. One, how in the hell would he not know that Wonder Woman broke into his freaking place? You tell me Wonder Woman's that good of a thief? If she's that good, then what the hell do we need Batman?
Yeah, absolutely not.
So and two was, you had him in a trailer standing toe to toe to Aquaman, and he knows this guy could crush my head like a grape. But he stood there and said, I'm Batman. What are you going to do? He's ready for it. He's like, dude, what are you going to do about it? And he did a little jargon, which kind of goes in line with Batman. He did a little bit of jargon. But how in the hell was it that he's stuttering to Aquaman and says, so you talk to fish, right? It was like, wait a minute, that's not Batman. That's not Batman. Batman doesn't stutter. Batman doesn't look insecure. He doesn't look afraid of a dude. This dude stood toe to toe with Superman and didn't even blink an eyeball.
Josh Whedon moment.
That right there.
Josh Whedon moment.
That was a Josh Whedon moment.
That's a non DC fan ruining the character. Nobody wants Adam West Batman. Okay, I didn't want it then, and I wasn't even born.
Right. So I'm sitting here.
Repeats on TV were trash.
Right. I mean, so I'm sitting here going, I'm laughing at it, and then the whole scene of him goes, yeah, he goes, something's bleeding, all right. I'm sitting there going, I laughed at it because it was a good symmetry to what happened with Superman. But then I thought about it, I was like, Batman would never say that. Batman would just go, ugh, and get up and just try to shrug it off and walk on,
or,
dude. He's like,
sometimes if he's on like comms with Alfred, he'd be like, hey, bleeding internally. Be prepared.
He
would tell him, like, be prepared.
It'd be a dry humor that you would chuckle that he's sitting there saying he needs help. He goes, Alfred, I need help.
Without saying Alfred, I need help, but he's like, Alfred, be prepared. I'm bleeding inside.
I'm bleeding inside. He goes, so you're hurt, Master Wayne. Yes. Maybe. He goes, just get it prepared. You're like, okay, that's Batman. So
because he'd be like straightforward. Hey, look, I know you have medical training. Catch me up when I get back, please, if I make it.
Yeah.
And in Hush in the comic, he didn't make it. He didn't make it. Huntress had to save him. Huntress had to save him. I'm going to say it again. Huntress, who was called by Oracle to save him because he fell and busted his ass with his brain turned to almost mush. And then you got the crappy cartoon where it's Catwoman who saves him, but she's under the control of Poison Ivy,
which makes no sense.
If you're strong enough to break her control, then why'd you leave to go to her again when you broke the control to save Batman? So, really? Like, we all know, if you read the comics, that you can't do that.
Yeah,
if
even Batman with
her influence.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult, and even Batman goes, ugh, he tries very hard to resist, and even he has a hard time resisting. It's very her pheromones are very, very powerful. That's why Batman doesn't want to deal with her so many times. He goes for the weed killer quick to get rid of her, dude. He's like, no, he ain't dealing with that. So
no, he doesn't play around.
No. So some of the Superman moments made no sense. The battle was good when he was under the thrall and they had to do it and set it apart.
He's not right.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. Well, calm down. You calm down. You're the one that's trying to shoot him. Like, what the? I like that because nobody said Aquaman. I mean, Aquaman used to throw banter.
He did. Yeah.
And he used to be comical about it. Why? Because he was raised by humans.
And also
he became king. He changed.
He changed. And the thing is that everyone's got to remember something. Listen, Hawk is right, but you also got to realize that what they're doing with this version of Aquaman is they're going with more of his classic. He's a surfer guy. He's a dude. and he's a man's man. He's still a man's man, but he's still a dude. He wants to have fun. That's why in the beginning of Aquaman, when he was sitting there in that bar, and those biker dudes came and say, "Hey, so you're the fish guy?" And he looks right and goes, "Yeah. Can we get a picture?" What? He's looking at him like, "What the hell?"
He's his dad is like
laughing. He's laughing. Yeah, he's laughing.
He knew. He knew they were fans. That's why he was sitting there like, "Hey, check it out." He knew it.
Yeah.
And then he pulls up the fairy phone, the pink.
Yeah, he put a pink phone. He looking at it like, really, dude? And then the first picture, he's sitting there looking like, oh, what the heck?
He's scowling. In the first few pictures, he's like, And then all of a sudden, you see the fourth one. There, he's like, aha.
Hey,
he's
drinking.
You guys are cool.
Yeah.
Going on now, though. Like,
so yeah, that's why that scene. You could see that Joss Whedon understood what they were doing at that point, but he can't write stoic characters very well. That's why some of the Thor stuff they were doing.
Thor's ruined. Let's not mention Thor.
Yeah, right. But I mean, in the Avengers, he had a hard time writing a stoic character like Thor, because the only stoic character he ever wrote was Angel, but Angel was different in a certain way. So he had a hard time writing a stoic character unless he was evil. So he's a monster. Yeah. So with Thor, he had him not do very much, and he had him do a few things here and there. But with Aquaman, he had him be a lot more comical because he understood that that's what Zach was trying to get to. That he's a guy's guy until
he got lucky.
Yeah, he got lucky on Aquaman because Aquaman didn't feel out of place. Wonder Woman felt completely out of place.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Yeah, her arc made no sense.
Thief? I'm like, what?
Yeah, she has all these skills that makes. I
mean, why is she a museum curator? Why is she a model? Like that's exactly what she is.
Or not even that. Why is she not the Why does she make her own modeling firm? And she hires models, and because she used to be an ex-model, she used to be an ex-model herself.
Which makes sense because that's what she was.
And her you could wrote in that her hobby was ancient antiques. That's it, ancient antiques.
Which could be fine. It was easy writing. It was right there. She's a model. Doesn't have to act like a model because she acts like a model as it is. Easy, not hard.
Not hard.
Perfect. No, and she has to act like a brain. Well, if she was smart, she would have gotten in better shape and been the part. Like, because there's females out there, like physical fitness women, some bodybuilder women, they still look feminine. And I'm talking about they still look feminine and bigger than Gal Gadot. Way bigger than her. And they're just as lean, but they're tough as shit. You can tell. So I don't want to hear that. She had options. You got money. You got a lot of it. You're telling me you couldn't find the person that can help train you into that shape? Get the fuck out of here.
Her whole storyline she made no sense. Her whole storyline made no sense. It's like, okay, I mean, she's Amazonian, so the funnier thing is, why didn't you hear about these mother boxes? Why didn't she hear about them?
How do you not know that?
Why did she not know? And I understand. And one person may have said, well, why didn't Arthur? Because he was on Earth. I mean, I'm sorry, he was in freaking Maine.
Yeah.
What the hell is he going to hear about it?
He's being raised by his pops.
Yeah, I mean, and then if you add in the fact that Volko was training him, you think Volko's going to tell him about, 5,000 years ago, our people trained with the Amazonians. That's random. Right? Yeah, why would he tell him?
He's not king yet.
Yeah,
when he became king, that's when you tell him, like, hey, by the way, sire, there's something we need to protect at all costs.
Yeah.
And you already know about it. Okay. Like, it's one of those things that he doesn't need to know until he is king.
Yeah.
But he's not king yet. He was growing up with his father in a lighthouse because it was the best way to keep him safe. So that way he didn't get murdered by fish people.
Right?
That's what it is. The mom knew. Well, shit, I'm not letting my kid die. So, yeah, raise them how you feel is right. I'll send my best friend over, and he'll teach him how to fight as best he can, and then we'll move on from there. That's it. But no, well, how do you have to know about the boxes? That made no. That's a question that should have never been asked.
Well, the only thing that I felt that was the right thing they could have done was they should have told him about the fact that they were with that at one point they were at peace with the Amazonians. Okay, that makes sense because that's their history. But the mother boxes, no, that's nothing he should know right
That's
now.
what I'm saying. He shouldn't know none of that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know any of that.
Yeah, and he
Matter of
didn't.
fact,
He did not know in the movies until he went down there. He went down there and he dealt with Steppenwolf, and he was like, "What the hell?" And he went over there and he went in there, and that's when he saw Mira fighting against them, and she's telling him about these mother boxes. So we don't know if Zack said, yeah, he doesn't know anything about these things. It's like, okay, so but Wonder Woman should have known about these things. Like, she should have knew about the mother boxes, but
she was raised to study her history.
Yeah,
So
and
why
two,
was she so shocked?
yeah, the only thing she should have been shocked about was Darkseid. That's the only thing she should have been concerned about, because that would have been the one thing I think they should have left out. Like, yeah, we beat this great evil and he disappeared and da-da-da. But then when she went down, what you saw in the trailer, when she went down into this sarcophagus, she went down there. She saw all the writings and the paintings. She's in there going, wait a minute, that's what they fought, and this was actually what was told. Like, she wasn't told. She was told the battle, but she wasn't told what happened truly at the battle. Only thing she was told was, we fought this great evil. It came here. We rallied with all these great heroes, and we got rid of it. Done. Okay. And he left these mother boxes. You're like, and he left these relics. You're like, okay. But when she goes there and she looks at these things and it's telling her that this thing almost terraformed our planet. We almost lost the gods. He killed this green guy with a Cracker Jack ring, and it flew away after he died. You're like, what the hell is all this, dude? Winged people showed up. So it's like she's learning all this stuff. She's going, I was never told this. What the hell? And if you really think about it, it really should piss her off, because that's another story that she was not told the full thing, because she was told in her own movie that Ares corrupted the hearts of men, and Ares said, no, I never corrupted nothing. This has always been in them. I just gather the energy from all the conflict and gather to myself. And she's realizing this. Yeah, he's out to ensure that the conflict keeps going, but he doesn't create it. So
he's like, look, mud monster, listen to me.
Right. You stupid Gollum, I'm real, you're not. Right? Pinocchio, get out of here.
It's like, you were made from Jewish legends.
Right. So there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot, because even in the first Wonder Woman movie, I felt that she should have been livid. Like, wait a minute, I was told that humanity was that Zeus created humanity, and that humanity was blessed with the gifts, but because of Ares' corruption, he planted the seeds of violence and all this stuff in them. Now she's realizing, wait a minute, it's always been in these people? What the hell? What the hell? So everything she's ever believed in was completely destroyed because she was told one thing, and she had a crisis of faith. And that was the reason why Steve did what he did, and it renewed her sense of self, and that's why she was able to fight against Ares' his semi-corruption. He was trying to corrupt her, but she fought back on it, and we got that whole Wolverine versus Magneto fight, which makes absolutely no sense. But in Justice League, it should be the same thing. She should be like, what the hell? She should be mad. Like, why was I not told this? So I'd be more prepared. Because, and she would be mad at her own mother. Like, you never told me this stuff. Why didn't you? So I'm really hoping that when we get this, we get a little bit more range of emotion out of her. So she should be getting angry. over why wasn't she told. Like, she should be the most informed person next to Cyborg.
She's not a great actress. Like, this is a chick that should have never been Wonder Woman. I don't care. She does not belong in that role. There's plenty of other women who can act and are better, physically fit than she is, and some actually know how to fight. So it's like, give me somebody that fits the role. Don't be like, well, she was popular in those stupid car movies. Yeah, you know what the best car movie was? The one with The Rock and Jason Statham. What was that? Hobbs and Shaw. That was the best Fast and Furious movie ever. Not that many cars. It's just Fast and Furious presents. Yeah, I don't care about the car movies. This movie's actually pretty cool. It's pretty fun. And I love Idris in that movie. Well, I'm the Black Superman. I'm like, oh, man. That's pretty cool.
Right?
I like you. I like you a lot, man. I want you to do more movies like this. You're fun. But
So, well, so the only other thing that I do hope in this cut, we get a lot more with Cyborg, and because he's supposed to be the core of the damn movie. The whole freaking movie's about this dude. His whole origin. Yeah, he's a walking, talking freaking mother box.
They went with that, and you know what's annoying too is like, you and I both don't like Cyborg.
Not that much, no.
I can't do it, man. And he was created the same year you and I were born. This is terrible. That's the superhero we got. Oh, that's not fun. He sucks. I don't like him. Like, damn it. But I do prefer the one that actually knows how to fix himself, though. I do like that version because he knows how to fix. He's smart enough to know how to fix his body.
Yep.
He doesn't need anybody to help him. Like, he's self-sufficient because he's getting into positions where who's going to help him?
Right.
Martian Manhunter's not always around. He's literally the only other smart one that knows that type of stuff. So without him being around, you gotta be self-sufficient. So I prefer that Cyborg. I didn't like the daddy, but daddy. Like, oh god, all right, man, cool. I know you killed your mama, but I brought you back as a monster mother box person. I hope you enjoy life. See ya. Like, what? Silas was such a d-bag, dude. I'm like, oh man, you're rough, bro.
I know. That's why I was really, when they were talking about Cyborg's storyline, there's so much you could do with that. There is so much you could do with that. There's a lot of room because one, you could do the whole thing with Grid. Because he understands him, he's able to control. You could do the Grid storyline, a whole thing about Grid, and two, if you're gonna do Darkseid, and you could do and you could lead up with if Darkseid's still around, you don't know if Darkseid can go, oh, so he's a mother box? I can control mother boxes. You will follow my orders. And he's corrupted from that whole freaking rest of the movie, and he's doing Darkseid's will from this whole forward. You could do that.
Mentioning Grid, because, being what Grid is, I do like Grid a little bit more. It's like, Warlock and Magnus.
Yeah.
I don't like Magnus, though, but I prefer Warlock. It's the opposite. Yeah. So, with Grid, with that thing, once he learns how to use it, if you somehow magically get a Brainiac movie, he ripped that out of him. He took that Grid thing and made an actual Grid, just straight up robot.
Oh, okay. So he took off the software. Yeah.
He took it and made a Grid.
I think I remember that. Yeah. That was like
that right there. Yeah. That was crazy because it was like, yeah, bro. Yeah. What you need, no problem. You die now. What?
Yeah.
And he gave him like kryptonite.
A kryptonite core, right?
Or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like Metallo. Like, it was worse.
Yep.
Because he was able to do all kinds of crazy things, the cannon transforming things and all that stuff.
Well, also the fact is, one, he had all of Victor's abilities. Yeah. He had all of Victor's abilities, his intel, everything that Victor knows, on top of the fact that he was hooked up to a lot of computerized craps as Star Labs.
Brainiac was like, I want the better part of you.
Yeah. So yeah.
And he took Grid. But I don't
Eh,
know in the comic if he turned him into Grid
no, I think
or
that no, I
it's
think that
software.
I think it was more of a software thing, and they made it more as the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation. So
Yeah.
it was slowly starting to take over his program was taking over, and Victor didn't know how to deal with it, and and there was a lot of psychological blocks, and then it just took over his whole body, and it almost did the whole OMAC situation, like how OMAC did it.
Oh,
They could do OMAC too. I mean, there's a lot of things they can do
yeah.
through Victor, and also if they want to keep. Again, I mean, it depends on if
Right.
Ben. It depends on if Ben wants to stick around as Batman, and if he wants to say, hey, his story ends, and let's do someone else's Batman, which is going to kind of suck because.
I like him as Batman.
Well,
I
no, 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 no,
really
no, no,
did.
no, 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 no. Hold on. Because there's a lot of rumblings that Zach put out the word that said that the Robin that died is Dick Grayson. So Dick Grayson is dead in his universe.
Ew.
Yeah, that's one thing
Shit.
I kind of went.
That sounds very injustice-y.
Yeah, so that kind of made me go, and he wants to put Carrie Kelly in there as Robin. I'm like, you,
Ew.
so you mean the
Alright,
Robin
bro.
so you mean the Robin that really no one really, other than Tim Drake, who's pretty much been the wet nap of the Robins, you're gonna use Carrie Kelly, the
The one
forgotten
that nobody
Robin?
liked. Nobody liked.
Not many people liked, and the only reason why it got such a big fan out of it because it was a woman,
You
it was
know
a
who?
girl.
You know who looks like that though?
Hmm.
The girl from It.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's where they were gonna go if they were gonna do it. They're gonna use her.
Yeah. But
Because
no, that's a terrible Robin, man.
that's why people were wondering in BVS Jenna Malone's character, because she's a natural redhead, she's not a blonde, she's a natural redhead, and she's the right age because it's supposed to be an older Robin. It's not supposed to be a young girl Robin.
Yeah.
So people were thinking that it was Jenna Malone, but they said nope, she was blonde and she came in as someone else. So but that wouldn't make any sense because who in the heck would be Batman if Ben is gone? I mean, if his Batman died. But that's if they allow his Batman to keep. I mean, if they're going to rewrite that whole situation. So there's a lot of things they can do. So we got to wait because they gave him $30 million to finish his cut, and there's a lot of stuff he wants to do, and that means he wants to put in that Martian Manhunter scene that he never was able to finish up.
Yeah, I
Um,
want to see that. And is he going to use a black actor for
Oh,
that? I mean,
dude, no, they're using the guy who was the general from Man of Steel. They say he's Martian Manhunter here.
what?
Yeah, that guy, Harry.
What's his name?
I'll look it up real quick for you.
Oh, if they're saying he is, then that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were like, what? Yeah, it was wow, his name not even on there? Are you kidding me? Wow, really, dude? He was the freaking Harry Lennox. He Lieutenant General Calvin Sandwick. They said that he is supposed to be Martian Manhunter, and they were saying that that Zach didn't want to do it, but then he flirted with it because everybody was so they were looking at how he was interacting with Superman, and he was so calm and collected. Everybody was flipping out, and I was like, he's a lieutenant general, dude. A general is not going to show flipping attitude towards an enemy. He's not going to do that. So
Yeah,
he
but
was
I
keeping his
like
cool.
this guy though.
Yeah, so they're saying that he's going to be as Martian Manhunter, and he's gonna
Okay,
have the makeup and everything too. So
I'm
I'm
okay
like,
with that.
I'm okay with
I'm,
that. Yeah.
the dude's tall, man. Like he's 6 foot something. So yeah.
Yep.
And then the way he acted in Blacklist, I mean, it kind of works out because he was the main boss in Blacklist.
Yep. Yeah.
And
So.
he has a cool voice too, so he can actually
Mm-hmm.
get away with it. Yeah, now that you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely cool with that. So yeah, use that guy. Like, continue with him. I like him. Like,
I'm good.
yeah, I see him as that character definitely, and he could probably portray the fear of fire and all that pretty well too,
Yeah.
because he's a rounded actor. I like him,
Yep.
and you can't
Uh,
tell how tall he is in TV shows because they
who?
downplay his height because of how short Spader is. Like,
Yeah.
dude, a giant. This guy stands next to you. He's like, "What do you want, you little troll?" Like, don't make me smack you, bro. The only guy that was close to his height was the African dude that
Yeah.
was
Right. Yeah.
working.
He's Yep. Yep.
I'm like, oh, bro, that's so funny. It's like everybody else
Oh
is
wow.
small.
Dude, he's all DC, man. He did the Throne of Atlantis. He was Black Man. He was the voice of Black Manta, which I loved. I loved his Black Manta Throne of Atlantis. He was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has a good voice. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So
He
I think
definitely.
yeah. I'm good with him playing as
But him as a live action
with,
Martian Manhunter
a live action
is.
Martian Manhunter with a better freaking budget, because we got that one on Supergirl and it's not that good. And
I
they
don't know what that
limited.
is. I don't know
Yeah,
what that
yeah, I
is
know, right? He doesn't
because
exist.
I met. Now I met. Well, Christine was with me too. I met the actor who played Martian Manhunter for Smallville. Super cool dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on.
Super cool. I like him a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Philip.
remember. Phil Morris.
Philip
Eh,
Morris. Yep.
yeah, Phil Morris. Oh yeah. Yep.
He
Yep.
was
I
so he was
remember.
walking in. We were in LA. This was like '07, I believe. And he was walking in, and I smiled and I looked at him, and he stopped and talked because he liked my Bruce Lee shirt. He's like, "Where'd you get that shirt?" I was like, "Yeah, it's vintage." He's like, "I could tell. Where'd you get it?" I don't remember. And then we started talking. He's like, "I got one like that too." I was like, "Yeah, I got one, Kung Fu Hustler." And he was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I got another one that says Super Pimp on it. He was like, "What?" Yeah, so we started talking about Bruce Lee and stuff like that. And then I asked him, I was like, "So how far are they going to let you go with your character on the show?" And he was like, "Well, we're actually going to address that during the panel if you're able to stay." I was like, "Well, I have to wait for my rival leaving, blah, blah, blah." He was like, "Oh, that's too bad." And then he's like, "Oh, man, I'm actually late." We stood up talking for like almost 40 minutes. Like, and he was, Christine was chiming in once in a while too. But yeah, no, he was super cool, man. I met a few, Kevin
Wow, dude,
Sorbo.
he did a lot of a lot of DC stuff,
Yeah,
voicing.
yeah, dude. Like,
Dang.
that's why I was like, "Yo, you're awesome, dude."
Right?
And then, mind you, he was in some Star Trek stuff too.
Yeah, he was. What?
Yeah,
He was in the original
yeah.
Star Trek. Wow.
I think he was in the movie too.
Yeah, he was in Search for Spock. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And
And then he
he
was on Deep Space Nine, and then he was also on Voyager. I remember in Voyager. I definitely remember in
he
Voyager.
doesn't look his age at all, bro.
Nope.
At all. Oh, like, wow, this guy's awesome. I like him a lot.
And also he plays freaking. He's on Doom Patrol. This dude is all DC.
Yeah.
He was all
Well,
DC,
we were
man.
talking about that too. I was like, yeah, he asked, "Who's your favorite, DC hero?" That's Batman, obviously. He was
Uh
like, "Yeah." I was like, "The one human who could kill all the others." And he was
huh.
like, I think he looked back and he was like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Remember that." But yeah, I met Kevin Sorbo
Uh huh.
during that. The guy who played Spike in Angel, who was
Oh
also
yeah.
Brainiac in the show, but
Yep.
James, I don't know, man. So I
James
freaked him out.
Marston.
Yeah, I
James
freaked him out
Marston.
when I met him. Christine confirmed the story too, but yeah, I freaked him out because he was afraid. But he was like, because I asked to personalize the autograph, And he's like, look, I don't want you mad, you know, this and this. He explained this whole thing, and I'm like, it's okay. You can just sign it. You don't have to go through all this. He kind of embarrassed himself a little bit, and I felt bad because I was like, you have a misconception of me, guy. Because I look, you're wearing a Bruce Lee shirt, and I could obviously tell you're a fighter. I'm like, hey, look, that alone told you I'm not just gonna smack you for no reason. So relax, it's okay, dude. Like, I'm not that guy. Like, it's okay, bro. Like, we're cool. Because when I shook his hand, I felt some bones. So I was like, oh, dude. And he broke his hand. He broke his hand all back, and that's why he did sign. And then I met him again last year. And, you know, he was different. His attitude was different. He speaks to fans differently. I think after he did that, he realized, don't compromise yourself, bro. Don't do that, because it puts you in a situation that could get you hurt. Because you don't know if one of these crazy fans turning out to be stalker or whatever, they're gonna know they could get the upper hand on you now that you did that. So you gotta be careful what you say. Well, I was like, man, dude. But I met Brett Spiner that year too.
Yeah.
You know, he was fun.
You're
Because
right.
we had like some comedy skit going on. Like, I played with it. Like, he was like saying something, then he looked at me and I answered, and everybody laughed. And then he looked back at me. It was kind of like one of those Shaun of the Dead thing.
Right.
That's what it was. And Christine had a video of it. And life happens, and her friend bugged her for some dumb nonsense, and it because she was taking care of a kid, and it fell in the toilet. Blip, 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 video gone.
Oh.
Gone forever, bro. I never had a chance to keep it. I never had a chance to put it on the computer. I was like, oh, well. And I met Brent Spider later when I was working for some of the nightclubs and stuff like that. And he was still super cool. So there's some people when you meet, expect them to be really cool. But, you know, I met quite a few people. I just don't always take pictures with them and all that. So,
Right.
yeah, dude, I was bummed out about that because that was a funny video, dude. Everybody was laughing. Like, I just ran. Whatever he did, I ran with it. Oh, you want me to say this? Because I was a little nervous at first because I'd never met celebrities before. So I was a little nervous at that time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think anybody would be nervous, but you know, as long as you keep your calm and you go off what they're saying, it'd be good to go. So that's cool.
Oh, no. I did the antsy thing, dude. Like, because I always move my legs and I was looking. I was like, nah, he's Data. He's my favorite character. I'm sitting there and I'm tapping, and he just got on. And then they announced, anybody have any questions? I waited like 30 seconds. Nobody. I was like, I'll be right back. And I got up and I left. And my friend was like saying to Christine that he's not going up there. He's not going to talk. He's just leaving. He goes, Christine's like, no, he's going up there. I'm telling you right now, he is. When he says something like that, it means he's going to do it. Sure enough, I went up there and we were doing that for like 15 minutes. He was so cool.
Nice. All right, so we got there's a few more things I want to talk about. Like at one of the panels where Zach was talking about the cut, Henry Cavill showed up. And Henry Cavill was on the same panel, and that's when he announced the Snyder Cut and everything else. And he announced the Snyder Cut, and he showed the trailer. So that's what blew up the internet. So
yeah.
So I think that they're still negotiating with Henry, and I don't think that there should be no more negotiation. Just give the man the appropriate amount. Honestly, I would say. Also, there should be no negotiation. Let's wait until this cut comes out, and let's see how the fans react to the end of this cut, so people can go, okay, I want this version of Superman, before they start going, okay, we're gonna go this direction. All of a sudden, people see and they're like, hey, you know what? I kind of like what they were doing here. Okay, now let's change it to this thing. And it's gonna be, it's not. There's nothing to be consistent. So I think they should wait. Get him on board. Say, hey, no, we're gonna do this. But let's wait until the end of this. Let's wait until we get this cut out. Let's wait until the
See
Snyder
how
Cut gets
well
out.
received this becomes.
Yeah,
first
because
before we decide.
and then the same thing goes for Ben. Like, hey, work on your movie. Go ahead and work on your movie. But let's see at the end of this, and we'll see where everything goes, and we'll see if Zach wants to do a continuation with Ben and Carrie Kelly, or is he gonna kind of do a gigantic erase the fact that Dick Grayson's dead and say, nah, he's alive.
No, it was actually Jason Todd.
So, yeah, I mean, I still love the fact of them doing they keep Dick Grayson. They showed that Bruce had another Robin, and that's the one that basically left or something or whatever and went on his own merry way. And when Batman started doing his thing in BVS, it pissed him off, and he's back to training. And then when Justice League comes out, the Justice League happens, and let's say Batman quote unquote dies. I don't know for sure, but if he dies, then he comes out of the woodwork and tries to be the new Batman, but it's a little bit more vicious, and you have Dick Grayson showing up saying, what are you doing? You're destroying Bruce's legacy. Who cares? Bruce's legacy has always been to strike fear in the criminals. Get out of my way, you stupid acrobat. And he goes, oh, okay, well then let's figure it out. They go outside, they figure it out. They beat the crap out of each other and figure it out. But if Bruce is alive, then I'm hoping that they figure something out, because I would love to see Red Hood. I would love to see at least two movies with Red Hood.
He's my favorite, dude. Like, look, I love quite a few of the Robins and all that, but
yeah,
Jason's always hit a heartstring to me. Like, there was something about that Robin that I liked more. I liked Dick Grayson and everything. He was cool. He was cool. That's what it was. It's like, they're cool. But Jason Todd was one that hit home. When you grow up poor and you have to fight in the neighborhood you live in, this is the Robin that you're looking at. This is the one that had to fight all the time. So that's why he's so vicious. Like, I like that. And it hit a chord. I was like, hey, I like this one. It doesn't matter how smart the other one is or how skilled he is. It doesn't matter. This one hit closer to home, but people just, I don't know, they didn't really receive them.
Well, if his backstory got muddled. That was the whole point of it, because they were talking about like, oh well, he stole the wheels off the Batmobile. That's what everyone remembers. He stole the wheels off the Batmobile. That was not his original backstory. His original backstory was the same as Dick Grayson. That's what pissed people off, that they were just rehashing Dick Grayson's storyline with Jason Todd, but he was a lot more in your face, and he was kind of being flippant with Batman, because they were trying to get edgier with him, and they didn't like it. They felt like that they were stomping all over Dick Grayson's legacy and his character, and then that's when. Yeah, so then they basically said, okay, well, if you guys don't like him, well, we're going to do this whole thing. So how you guys want him? I want him to get cracked in the head by the Joker and blown up. And they voted for it, and that's what happened. So then when Crisis on Infinite... Yeah.
I was like, come on, man, like, this is stupid.
But when Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, that's where he said his whole backstory. And that's when we got the backstory of, he was a street urchin that basically was this thief, and he had to grow up on the streets, and when he saw the Batmobile, he stole the wheels off of it, which made Batman go, you stole the wheels off of my highly advanced car that has a security system to know that if someone's breaking into my car, and you stole the wheels off of it. Huh. Huh. Come with me, kid. I'm going to show you how to beat the crap out of the criminals. Yes, Batman. And he went off, and they became Batman and Robin. So it's like, what?
I like that, though, because that made sense. It's like, hold up. You circumvented the electroshock treatment. That's
right?
What happened. But somehow, magically, you took off all the wheels and put cinder blocks under them.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Wow. We need to talk.
Yeah.
You're pretty awesome, kid. Like, we need to figure this out. And, when it became Red Hood for the first time, he showed how awesome he was. Killed all the bosses, put their heads in the bag, or the sub-bosses, the lieutenants.
The lieutenants.
Put 8 heads in a duffel bag and threw them at the bosses and said, you work for me. Whoa. You're awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I like you.
And then who was it? Was it Jinx? It was that one chick. It was that African chick who was a bald head, and she was like this assassin, and he scared the living hell out of her. She thought, "Oh, I can kick his butt." He scared the living daylights out of her, and she was like, "You like," because she said, "If you keep doing this, you'll ire Batman and make him come down." He's in there going, "Pfft, who cares?" She's like, "What?" He's like, "Who cares?"
Like, so if my dad gets upset at me, I'm gonna be like, afraid like you. You're afraid of the wrong guy.
Yeah, pretty much. You're afraid of the wrong guy.
It's like you need to pay attention to one that's okay with killing. Dumbass.
And then the funnier part was when, because everybody thought like, oh wow, so Jason Todd's a better fighter than both Batman and Robin? No, because Batman and both of them were like holding back a lot. They were trying to figure this guy out. The moment
they didn't know who it was, and then once they realized it was like, hey, that's my brother. Hey,
so
man, teach him how to defend. Like,
yeah. So then the funnier thing was when here's the funniest thing. Jason started getting lippy. He telling Dick like, dude, I could take you. He's sitting there going, really? You think you can, huh? All right. And he beat the living daylights out of him. He kicked the living daylights out of him. And he told him right to his face, yeah, if I kick your butt, what do you think Bruce is going to do? He's like, like, what do you think Bruce is going to do to you? He'll tear you apart, dude.
It was more of the attitude. It was like, older brother.
Yeah.
Little brother.
Yeah.
Father.
And everyone's got to remember something. Dick Grayson is only a year or two older than Jason Todd. Their difference in age is not very much. The only difference is between Dick and Jason and Tim. We already know how old Damian is, but Tim is the youngest, and they've treated him like the youngest. And because he came in around 14, 15, I think it was. He was.
Tim didn't care. He just like, I got brothers, cool.
And
I got what was this thing called again? Damian Lucifer's kid? Alright, cool. Like Hellspawn? Great. Let's get rid of Hellspawn.
Yeah. That's why that's why I really
Sorry, the yawning wasn't intentional.
That's the reason why I still say right off the bat that they really got to give Tim a little bit more love. They got to give Tim more love. I understand about Jason. I mean about Damien. I understand, but just because his kid, you cannot circumnavigate that and take out Tim Drake, who was Robin for 20 plus years, and he adopted him, and he was the one. Yes, Bruce got pissed off when Damian died, but Bruce went somber for Tim Drake. That's worse. Angry Batman, we understand. We've seen Batman angry. We always seen Batman angry, but him being
anymore. Whoa.
That's something different. He's quiet. He's somber. That's when you know that strikes even more of a chord. So people gotta get that out of their heads. Like, yes, I understand. He again
chose to be his son. He adopted the kid. That means it's more emotionally attached than Damian, who was a rape monster. I'm serious. He's an abomination to the eyes of his grandfather. He was stolen. He's not supposed to exist.
Nope.
Like, he straight told his daughter, "You're a freaking garbage bag. Like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
You monster." Like, look at this. He's an abomination. He says he's an abomination.
Yeah, and then everyone's got to realize, you got to read the comic, when during that whole situation when Damian died, when he died, all those guys he was fighting, those were him. Those are clones of his own DNA by his mother, and grew them up to older men so they could beat the crap out of him to prove their worth. That was the whole storyline, which pissed Batman off. It pissed Damian off. It pissed Tim. It pissed Jason. It pissed that whole family off. Like, really? You stole this man's essence, and you gave it to this thing. We understand his plight, and we all grew to love this kid, And now this thing that's coming at us, which is another version of another Talon, and you made him to come after us, and it's a genetic clone of Damian grown up to his prime age, and your whole thing was to test Damian's ability, and if he couldn't win, he dies. And when he finally died, you shed a tear, but then you went and you walked off. I'm like, what? And Batman was like, he literally screamed for the heavens. Like, are you nuts?
He wanted to kill her. He wanted to kill her.
her.
They had to stop him. It was like, I'm going to kill you, bitch. It's over. Meanwhile, Raish, Grandpa, was like, well,
who cares? I'm back. One, he had his... Yeah, he said in you guys, everyone's got to read the comic of the Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. I had the comics. Read that book. That book was stupid. It told you the real reason why Ra's even allowed Damien to walk around. He said, "Nope, I will use you as a template. So if anything happens to my body, I will transfer my essence into you, and that'll be it. I will have all of Bruce Wayne's abilities, his genetic DNA." In me, I will be the new Ra's al Ghul. He won't need Bruce Wayne anymore. He has his son. That was the whole point of it. That's the reason why he said he let the kid live, which pissed off Damian. He was like, really? He's like, dude, I don't care about you. And when he was about to die, Ghost, which was one of his high elitists, you got to find out that's one of his other kids, and he used him to make himself reborn into his new flesh. So he doesn't need the Lazarus pit. That was before the whole rebirth, but. That was insane. That was insane. He literally said, I don't need to. He never loved him. He never cared for him. He didn't give two craps about him. He said,
call him Ghost, bro.
He called him a freaking abomination.
I care.
Yeah.
That's how much I care about this kid.
You are just a backpack waiting to be filled. That's what you were, kid. That's all he wanted him for. You were just a backpack waiting to be filled. When I'm about to die, I will transfer all of his assassins, all of them would go after Damian, kidnap Damian, and put his essence into him, and he'll be reborn, and then tell Batman, go away. I'm Ra's al Ghul now. And that will make Batman even more livid, because now his son is Ra's al Ghul, and there's nothing he can do about it.
And he still can't. I don't know. He still can't kill him. He just can't bring himself to kill him. He needs to kill him. It's like, because a lot of people don't understand. If Ra's dies by Bruce's hands, he wants to stay dead. Once that happens, then he knows, okay, now you're the head. Mm-hmm. You have to take over. Mm-hmm. And that's why Bruce stays away from him. He's like, whoa. Because he's right. Once he does that, Lady Shiva's not going to let him go. Lady Shiva will hang around.
All the assassins will follow his lead no matter what. Even if he says go away, they'll go away, but they'll be still in Gotham. And they'll train themselves to the point where they won't be seen, but Batman will know they're around, but they're not doing anything. They won't do anything unless he orders them to. People got to remember that. And
but
also,
he will utilize it too, because eventually he will utilize it. He's like, hey, look, I need you guys to go find, this kidnapped kid and save this kid for me while I go after the bad guy at the same time.
Yes, Ra's al Ghul. Yes, the head. And they go off and go find the kid. They'll and if he says don't murder the person, just save the kid and get him out, they'll be like, yes, head, and that's it. They'll get in, knock the guy out, take the kid and leave, and let the guy sit there and lay there.
Lady Shiva, see, a lot of people don't understand. Lady Shiva won't really stick around Rage. She kind of does her thing and then leaves and does her thing.
She's more privy to back and forth, leave and stay, only because she's duty bound.
But if Bruce ended up being the head, she would stay. She would never leave.
Nope.
She's like, nope, nothing's ever going to happen to you. Because she loves him. Like, I guess you could say, like a brother?
Like a little brother, and also she considers Bruce one of her greatest students.
Yeah.
That won't go over that line.
She doesn't look it.
She doesn't look it.
You got to remember, Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Rich would stand by his side after that. He's like, oh, you chose this life? Bro, let me make sure nobody gets near you. How about that? Hey, let me go call Bronze Tiger, too.
Yep.
All these dudes are going to stand side by side with them. They're never going to leave him. And Lady Shiva, anybody sneezes near him, you die.
Right.
Like, oh man,
Achoo. Okay, let's go take a walk. Hey, but I sneezed. Let's go take a walk. You're like, really, dude?
it's not allowed to get sick either.
You're right.
It's protective of him when she was teaching him to.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like, no, seriously, you sneeze next to this dude, it's over. That person disappears.
Right. You're not gonna find him. You're never gonna find him.
Corona my ass. You got
Right.
what happened to Gumby? Who's Gumby?
Yeah, I don't know. He took a lie bath. He took a lie bath. What? He took a lie
And
bath.
all you will see, yeah, I know, right? With millworms.
Right.
You're gonna see Richard Dragon raise his eyebrow like, oh, another one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so Bruce, how goes your kid?
No. Yeah, right.
You can't kid? All right. Like,
She-
let's
yeah,
not
she-
have that kid around me, yeah?
She also if Lady Shiva did do that, she would make peace with the birds of prey because she doesn't like them. She hates them. She hates them. She hates the birds of prey.
She's okay with Oracle
She
because she understands why Bruce treats her that way, like family and all that. So
she's like a little sister basically.
she's okay with her. But the rest of them, fair game, bro. Like,
Yeah,
no, fair game.
Yeah.
Oracle's the only safe one.
Yeah, Huntress gone, and Black Canary would be weary about it as long as she knows that she's not doing anything. Huntress would be like, Huntress be gone. Huntress would be gone. She'd be like, she'd be dust.
Super murder. Batman doesn't like her. So if Batman doesn't like you, oh, you dead. He's okay with Canary, but he doesn't like her enough to like treat her like family. So that's the one part.
Well, it depends on the situation with Canary because everyone's got to realize the thing with Canary is Canary, because she's supposed to be stationed in Bloodhaven. That was supposed to be her thing, but Dick Grayson was there, and Batman was kind of saying, "Stay the heck out of my city," and then she was messing around with Green Arrow at the time. They're on and off nonsense. She stuck around with Babs, but but if you remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, they were having a massive rift because Black Canary was trying to say that she was the true leader of it, and she wanted to be the leader of the Birds of Prey, and that they had that whole story arc, and so it was a lot of rifts within the Birds of Prey, but with Black Canary would not mess with Bruce because she knows that is his city. And like it or not, she's a damn good hand-to-hand fighter, but even she admits that she doesn't know what Bruce can truly do, and Bruce will always have a way of taking out her voice. He'll figure it out, like get rid of her voice.
Yeah, he can kill any metahuman. He's just that smart. But that's the thing, though. Like, he doesn't treat her like family. So Shiva would know that and be like, look, you gotta go. He'll feel bad, like, for Ollie, like, hey, man, sorry, bro, but yeah, it's Shiva,
But no,
bro.
but the thing is that the thing at that situation was what the hell was it? Yeah, that her and Oliver were on the outs because of the whole Connor situation, that he screwed another woman.
Oh yeah, the kid. Yeah.
And he had Connor. And she was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" He's like, "Well, it was kind of before you." She's like, "What the hell? You didn't tell me about the kid." He's like, "Well, I didn't even know he was my kid." And so that had that situation, and then he was still screwing around behind her back, and she was like, "Are you?" And I'm sitting there going, "Are you freaking kidding me? This woman would do almost anything for him." That's why the whole Black Canary Green Arrow story, they really had them do they were together, not together, the freaking whole Ross and Rachel nonsense. It was stupid. It's like, no.
The white privilege relationship. That's what they did.
And it made no sense. It's like, really, this woman actually fell in love with him. She fell in love with him because
she was in love with Bruce, though. That was in the comics too. She loved Bruce, and he was like, "Nah, we good, like,
right?
We good." I'm not a fan of blondes. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lie. Look at how he is with Selena Kyle all the time. He was like, it's his kryptonite.
Yep. I don't care what anybody says. The whole Selena will always be his truest love. The only reason why he cannot be with her, and she even knows it, is that city needs Batman. That city needs Batman, and Bruce cannot be happy. He cannot be happy. He needs to be miserable to be Batman, to be effective.
Terrible.
It sucks. It sucks.
That's
But
terrible.
yeah,
That's
it's
like, oh, come on, man. They need to have a kid together, and then he could
no,
take
I
the
don't
thing.
know. I don't know. I think that when after City of Bane, Bruce left Gotham because Alfred's
Well, no, they
dead.
were on the island. So
Yeah.
okay, so they were on an island together, and they were they were kind of trapped for a little while.
Yeah, they were traveling
But
together and everything because they were together.
and,
And well,
it's weird because they still bet each other down. So there's a high chance
no,
they
no,
could end
no,
up
no,
finally.
no.
So
She, from one of the last things I saw before the whole sniffle virus started, was I saw that they were back in Gotham, and she had a gut.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a high chance because after the island situation, because they were on a desert island together,
Hmm.
and they were there for a while, and they were getting their mind straight or whatever it was that
Yeah,
they were.
because of the whole situation, because of the whole Holly Robinson nonsense.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
they were seriously talking because the Bane situation on top of that.
Yep.
So, but yeah, no, that's just before coming back to Gotham.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last picture we saw was that he was holding her from behind, and she had a freaking she had a belly, and everybody's like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" I was like, "Wow." So how is this gonna work? Like, how is this
So
gonna work?
they better let that kid be born and become a Batman child, and then don't not kill that kid because if you do, you're a shitty writer. You're lazy. You have no imagination. You're not even having a foresight to know that this kid would be awesome in the mythos of Batman because it's also Catwoman's kid. Why can't she have a kid to teach and learn how to do these things?
Well,
What's wrong with that?
I think that a lot of people are gonna say that same question. I want to see, me personally, I just want to see, can a writer be able to make Batman effective as Batman
And have a family.
and still have a family? Because a lot of us want that, and
Should be.
he should be, but the storylines are going to make it where, what is Catwoman going to do? Because the main thing about Batman is he doesn't want to lose anybody. So is he going to be one of those? Is he going to be that type of Batman where he's going to tell Catwoman she can't do this, she can't do that, or
Uh-uh.
we got to see how the writer writes it. I mean, you and I can sit there and go, no, I think, I mean, he would train Catwoman a little bit better, so because she's good, but she's not a really good hand fighter. Batman could toss her all over the place if he really wanted to. I mean,
I think it's this too. He'll probably say, "Hey, I can't have you doing this. We got to have our kid ready. You got to teach our kid while I'm not around."
hmm
And then she'll be more willing to go. Okay, cool. I'll stay. I understand. Because the first
yeah,
5 years, anyways, she has to stay around anyways. So
yeah. We
during that
again,
time,
yeah. I
teach her
mean,
moral.
that's what I'm saying is that you and I can make it sound effective, but we got to see how that writer wants to make it effective, and move on and move forward with it if it ever happens. So, me personally, I would love to see it. It would be fun, and also it would give the rest of the family something to go, a wow factor, because now Damien has a younger sibling, a younger sibling. Now,
Yeah.
how is Damien going to react to that? Because Damien is
Uh, he's probably gonna
so
teach the kid how to murder. Like, and between him and Jason, that kid's gonna know how to make explosives, throw knives, stab people, and run away. Like, come on, man. They're not gonna be pissed. They're gonna be like, okay, well, we're gonna teach you how to murder people, and then how to not to murder after that. Like, wait, what? Like, oh, wait. You're gonna use a crowbar. Are you gonna use a forehand or your backhand? It's like,
right.
figure which one's the best one for you.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of things they can do with the characters, especially with the little kid. If it's a girl, that'd be interesting. A young girl, that'd be interesting. I kind of wanted to be a girl instead of a boy,
Well, I mean,
because
they kind of wrote that story,
they
sort
did that
of.
years ago. They did it
Yeah,
years ago, and then that's how we got yeah, and then that's how we got that TV show Birds of Prey,
yeah,
because
but
that it was based off of
like the
that.
metahuman or some garbage. I'm like, hold up, who
Yeah,
was the metahuman? Explain, because
they said it was
that,
Catwoman.
but she's
They,
not, and that's the
yeah,
thing that
no,
annoyed me. I'm like, wait, when did she become a metahuman?
yeah,
I'm confused because
yeah,
she was human.
yeah. She was
So
human. She was a skilled cat burglar, and that was it. That was it. She was a very skilled cat burglar, and they were like, "Oh, she's the best." Yeah, and then they said, "Oh, she's the best in the world." No, there's these out there way better than Catwoman, dude. Way better than Catwoman, and they're metas, dude. One is Gentleman Ghost is a better thief than her. Yeah, and so is Shadow Thief. They're way better thieves than her, dude. And they're metahumans.
Shadow Thief.
Yeah.
Oh. Zoom's a thief.
Zoom's a thief.
Very good one, actually. Shit.
Yeah. So I mean, there's thieves out there who make her look stupid.
On, that Joker.
Yeah.
Joker and Harley Quinn. All they do is steal and mayhem. That's all they do. And they're far better than her because, well, they're scary to her. So she's like, no, Two psychos running around doing. Yep, nope. You keep that.
Well, she's afraid of the Joker. She just feels pity for Harley, and I'm actually happy with the fact of what they're doing with Harley. They're getting more Harley away, and now they introduced this.
Kill her. She could punch a hole in her head. Like, dude, be afraid of this girl. She's smarter than you.
Then they introduced. Oh, you hear about that whole new Joker's new girlfriend nonsense?
No, actually.
Yeah, they introduced. They introduced a new chick. Her name is Punchline, and she's Joker's new girlfriend. Yeah, and now they're trying to do this whole thing where Harley's gonna try to take on Punchline. I'm like, why?
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Let Harley do her own thing and go. Whatever. If Punchline goes after her, then and have Harley deal with it. But Harley is happy as hell right now. Leave her alone.
Yeah,
Don't bring.
Her daughter is safe. First of all, a lot of people don't understand. She has a kid, so she's always keeping her distance to keep the kid safe.
Ooh.
So what the fuck?
Yeah. All right.
And then
so
Ivy on top of that.
Yeah.
Very protective of her, like incredible. Nobody can go after Harley now. It's virtually impossible now.
Wait a minute. Did they do something new with with Poison Ivy? I think they did something new with Poison Ivy. I think they got rid of the whole
relationship thing.
No.
Oh, you talk about what their powers?
Yeah, I think they changed up her powers now.
Why? She's not OP because Swamp Thing could turn her into mush.
No, because she because of Heroes in Crisis. She died in Heroes in Crisis. She legitimately died in Heroes in Crisis, and then they re-brought her back, but she's different now. I think they went back to her classic look, that she has the red hair, normal skin color, and everything else. But she has the empathy with plants. She doesn't control the green like she used to. Yeah, Wally did it. Wally brought Ivy back from the green.
Oh, that's the thing. Wally is loved by the Speed Force and the Green. That's funny because he's the only one that could do it. Because Swamp Thing really likes him, so it's like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, you're not like the other one.
Right.
You're willing to kill humans because they deserve it? I like you. We could be friends. And you care about plants? You don't try to poison them? Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, they did Injustice where they're married. Poison Ivy and Harley are married in Injustice.
Yeah, they had this huge relationship stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta look that up. I don't know if they changed her back to her original power set, because that would be interesting. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, when the hell did she change? Yeah, I think they went back to her. She has the empathy with plants.
I mean, her not being able to manipulate the green, because I want to say control, I want to say manipulate.
Yeah.
Because they're grotesque, and that's not something Swamp Thing does.
Yeah.
So, for her to not be able to do that, she's gonna miss that. She's gonna want to linger for that ability again. But I'm thinking we probably should just cut it off at this right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll catch this up again. There's not very much going on in DC, because everything is going on because of the sniffle virus. So, um, the more we hear about it, we'll let you guys know. Our next one that we'll probably do this next Friday, if nothing is busy and if Hawk is not busy, then we'll try to do another one to get that out by Monday. So we're gonna have everything done. We'll try to have a lot of this stuff done by out by Mondays, so we can get this on a consecutive basis. Um, um, if we don't do it on Fridays, we'll definitely try to get it on Saturdays. And if not on Saturdays, because if I'm too tired to really want to talk to anything, or he's busy, he has to get this stuff done, we'll try to do it on Sunday, if need be. But we'll try to get it done on Saturday since my hours at work are a little bit different now. So thank you guys for joining us. That the Snyder Cut is coming. They just gave us a teaser. I'm very happy with it. I just don't want to see Darkseid. I don't want to see it. Okay, I saw him. He's far distant. I don't want to see a design of him. Do not give me that, because it's going to be nitpicked for almost a whole year. Think about that.
Yeah.
So why we want to do that to it? So whatever they do, it's going to get nitpicked by somebody. So forget that. Let's just wait until the movie comes out. Nobody complained about when Thanos was shown in Avengers. We all were happy because it was Thanos until we got the whole freaking story. So some of us went, oh my God, what the hell did you do to Thanos? But other people were really happy with it. And that's fine. I mean, these movies are built to give us an escapism, but it's not going to appease everybody, and they got to do to make money. We understand that, but Hawk and myself, we truly do believe that there's so much history with this. There is no way to do a rope-a-dope, opie-dopey freaking storyline when you have so much great storytelling there, great material there, and Zack is doing everything he can to give us that material, but telling with his own style. I have no problem with what Zack Snyder did. I do have a few I wish he didn't, and that's okay because that's art. I mean, that's art. So,
but he doesn't run away with it like Marvel does. Marvel goes crazy with it, and it's annoying. We could use that for the next. The next podcast. So
we'll talk about that in the next podcast. So thank you for joining us. Like, comment, share, subscribe down below, hit the bell, and we'll try to get that out. And you have anything you have to say, my man?
No, be seeing you guys later.
All right, you guys have a great one. Bye.